What's up, Reaction Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Up next, we got Awaken with JP. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
So what do you think about what's going on? Well, in response to the mass shooting, just as the media is directing me to, I'd like to jump to the conclusion that we should ban all guns before I have a chance to think about how that only affects law-abiding citizens while doing nothing to address the underlying cause of mental illness and evil behind mass shootings. Yeah, I think we should ban guns too. Yes, it would make a lot of sense to have people with guns take our guns. But sometimes I think, whoa, wait a minute there, extremists. Just hear me out.
He said, hold on there, extremists. You should be. Don't, whoa, what are you doing thinking? Disagree with me. The mass shootings. I honestly believe, I don't know how many of you guys feel that way too, but the mass shootings, I think there's more to it than the mass shootings itself. I think it's very deep. Some people might call it conspiracy. Some people call it, I don't know, religious. I honestly think it's governmental with the government, because every time it happens, look how quick the school shooting in Texas turned into politics. Not even a few days. It was like 12 to 15 hours. That it went from all those kids lost their life, and the only thing you could think about is turn it into politics. Parents are grieving. I honestly think it's more to it. It's a rootness in it. I think if it's not the government behind it, because you know they always have an agenda behind everything they do. Okay, so look how quick they turn it into politics. It's like same thing with what they try to do with COVID. How they try to mandate the shot. They try to mandate that. That didn't go as planned. Then Ukraine, you know what's going on over there. People starting to, we don't really care. I mean, we care, but people are starting to lose their focus on that. Now they focus on something else. So that's not working. So all of a sudden, mass shootings are starting to happen. Like weeks, not even a full 2 weeks, like a week and a half back to back. You got 10 or 11. Then you had 19. Then you had 4. Then you got 5. All of a sudden, I don't know, man. I think there's more behind it. You guys give me a take in the comments, man, but it's definitely more behind it. I don't know. And I think there's a lot of evilness behind it, because a lot of people that do the mass shootings, they're always the quiet ones. People always say they always distance themselves from everybody. So that alone is a red flag. That alone is a red flag.
Sometimes I think if they want to outlaw guns in order to prevent murder, why don't they just outlaw murder? They already have. And the criminals still break the law? They do. Then are we sure the criminals that break the law would be willing to just obey a new law about guns? I think we're supposed to just think so. I mean, I can only assume that someone who's willing to murder another person would probably have a moral compass that says, hey, killing a person is great and all, but possessing an object I'm not supposed to, that's just crossing a line. Not gonna do it. Makes sense when we look at it through the lens of that very limited, unlikely perspective. Sure does. Instead of waiting for the leftists who politicize the tragic loss of life to convince the media, to convince the masses, to convince the government to confiscate our guns, maybe we should just voluntarily turn in our guns. Yes, and maybe we should turn in all our food and private property rights too, just to be safe. I'm pretty
turn it off rights. Food rights. Nah. Because you know how they are, man. If it's one thing, then it's going to go to the next, and the next, they won't stop until they take away all your rights. And then you know what that means. Communist dictator. Go, you guys see where this is going, man. Kamala Harris, why you up here talking? First of all, why is she up here talking? But you're not addressing the border situation in Texas? You see what I'm talking about? When the agenda seems fit for them, they come out and they talk. But when everybody was saying, Kamala Harris, why you not at the border? You can't get an angst out of her. She's quiet. Man, these people, what? You will own nothing and be happy. What? What you mean? See right there? I'm not sure who that guy is on the screen. I'm not. If you guys know who that is, let me know in the comments. But what you mean you own nothing and be happy? Wow.
Pretty sure that's already in process. You know, one alternative theory to what the media is telling us... Whoa! Hold it right there, extremists! Good point. But just stay with me for a second on this one. One theory is that power-hungry authoritarians use PSYOP programs like MKUltra to program mentally unstable people to do mass shootings so the authoritarians can then politicize them and justify to the public why guns are being taken. And then they have total tyrannical control over citizens who cannot defend themselves against them. Okay, Mr. Tinfoil Hat. Now, PSYOPs and MKUltra might be proven programs that the government has used, but they're just conspiracy theories. You think so?
I've been hearing about that. I'm not sure when you guys heard about that, but, you know, I do bump into, you know, here and there a few conspiracy channels, and I heard about that. Because it's weird, because these guys just then did this out of the blue. They actually had like a group chat stating that he was going to do what he did, exactly what he did. And social media didn't pick up on that. Facebook didn't pick up on those messages. Like how does that go unseen? But they could see everything that we post about when, you know, when COVID was at its peak, when people were saying about the shot and this, that, and the third, and you would get flagged, you would get suspended and banned. But you missed this. These guys had a full group chat talking, discussing the things that he was going to do, and he did it. There's no red flag. There should be like a red flag. I don't care what you're doing. You say certain words, it should pop up a red flag, and this should instantly pinpoint that person and inform the local authorities. That's what they should do, because it's weird to me. That's what makes you think there's agenda behind it, because all these guys got all these platforms. The guy had it on Instagram. He was on Facebook, Twitter. Nobody saw all these messages. It just goes unseen. Wow, man. This world, the world we're living in right now is it's like the upside down world.
So, yeah, I think calling those realities conspiracy theories, as they're subjects that I do not understand, is a viable way of engaging in intellectual discourse about them so that I don't have to do any research beyond the current level of knowledge that I already have. I'd also like to discount those realities as conspiracy theories because it's just easier than starting the journey of learning about what I don't currently know about. And by being unwilling to learn about anything new, that's how we grow more certain of ourselves. Hey! What's your favorite conspiracy theory? Calculus. I don't know anything about it, and I feel completely unwilling to learn. What about you? The clitoris is my favorite conspiracy theory. I've never found one, and I have no ambition to learn where they actually exist at. Well, in addition to claiming they don't exist, I speculate that one day they'll find them on pregnant men somewhere. But do you know what doesn't sit well with me? I don't know, like the stone cold hard reality of XY chromosomes and XX chromosomes? Also a conspiracy theory, so no. But it's just that if authoritarians with guns keep telling us that guns are so bad, why do they need guns? I mean, probably just so they can use them. True. But have you ever heard of history? I don't read books, I just burn them. Thank you for your censorship. But I accidentally learned about history once, and when I did, I learned that only tyrannical regimes disarm their populations. And when they do, those governments inflict terrible control, violence, and killing onto their now disarmed populations. For example, in 1911, Turkey established gun control. And then from 1915 to 1917, 1.5 million Armenians, now unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and exterminated. And in 1929, the Soviet Union established gun control. Then from 1929 to 1953, 20 million people, unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and exterminated. What do you mean exterminated? Murdered. Oh, well, those are just two examples. And China established gun control in 1935. Then from 1948 to 1952, 20 million political dissidents, unable to defend themselves, were rounded up and killed. Oh, and the people in China still exist under a brutal regime today. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, facts. You can't deny facts. I don't care what they try to say. You can't deny facts. You see, China, they control everything that comes into their country. The internet, they control everything. You look at the wrong stuff, and they're at your door. Even with the video games, wow. Man, we have a great, people take America for granted, bro. The U.S. itself, they take it for granted. Can you picture living like that in China? They have like certain camps. I forget what it was. I think some would do what I think it was the Olympics, something like that. Some camps. And I saw one woman did an interview. They blurred her face. They didn't want to show her face. And she was saying how her sister went to one of those camps. And she haven't seen her sister in almost 15 years. She can't do nothing about it. Now, that's scary. Like I was saying before earlier in the video, how they want to try and mandate the shot. That didn't go as planned. Every time you look, they're always coming with something. No, we got what? Monkeypox now?
Germany also established gun control in 1938. And then from 1939 to 1945, 13 million Jews and others who were unable to defend themselves were rounded up and exterminated. Huh. I wonder if Hitler purposely disarmed the population so he could tyrannically take over and kill all people opposed to him. It's probably just a coincidence. But also Cambodia established gun control in 1956. Then from 1975 to 1977, 1 million educated people were rounded up and killed.
That's true.
Because they were unable to defend themselves. Is my shirt on straight? Yep, good. And Guatemala established gun control in 1964. Then from 1964 to 1981, 100,000 Mayan Indians unable to defend themselves were rounded up and exterminated. Oh, and it's probably not significant, but Uganda established gun control in 1970. Then from 1971 to 1979, 300,000 Christians unable to defend themselves were rounded up and exterminated. 56 million people rounded up and exterminated in the 20th century because of gun control? Yeah, apparently. But that could never happen here. Yeah, that's what all those people throughout history said. But it couldn't ever really happen here. They said that too. But seriously, I mean, that couldn't ever really happen here. Oh, well, when you put it like that, I'm convinced. Yeah, and besides, the authoritarians that want to ban guns in our country are saying it's for our protection. I can only assume that in all those authoritarian regimes that you mentioned that did all the killing, that they had a different, honest message for their populations about why they were being disarmed. You think? Yeah, it was probably something like, hey, we're gonna take all your guns so that we can control every aspect of your life and easily kill those of you who don't comply. No, it says here all those regimes also had a we're banning guns for your protection type of messaging too. Don't be a conspiracy theorist. Another good point. Then that means this history book must be inaccurate, because it reveals a pattern that's currently unfolding in this country that's uncomfortable to think about. Exactly, that's totally false. We should 100% turn in all our guns, like ban them all. Yeah, I feel the coercion to agree with you. But do you think an even better idea could be that if the authoritarians with guns turn in their guns first, and then we the people turn in our guns? No, it just feels easier to trust the people that we know lie to us on a consistent basis. Just imagine how much better off we'll be without the only constitutional right that allows us to protect ourselves. Yeah, and if history has taught us anything, which it hasn't, it's that banning guns will work out much differently this time. Yep. Can't wait.
You guys give me a take on this. I think I pretty much said everything I need to say in the video. You guys give me a take of this in the comments. I will be reading the comments. Everybody has a right, well, should have the right to bear arms and protect yourself. It sucks. I live in New York, and you guys should know the gun laws are strict. You can't, nothing. Not even a handgun, a pistol, nothing. And New York, you guys see it, man. Every time you see on the news, New York City, the robbings, the shootings, the stabbings, and you tell me I can't arm and protect myself? What if I'm just a regular guy that's going back and forth to work. The criminals, they seem to be finding the guns. I can't protect myself. I got to go home to a family. Kids, wife. I can't protect myself. It's just, the law is just stupid. Like all these random mass shootings, there's a lot of guns that's in the streets. It's a lot. And minus the black community with the violence in the streets, that's gang stuff. They could work and control that. But the school shootings, or malls, grocery stores, there's more behind it. And people keep forgetting that the devil, I don't care what religion you read, evil is real. Evil is real. And they need to look in the more mental cases of these type of shootings. It's not the guns. The guns are not doing the shooting. You see who's buying the weapons. You see who's doing the shootings. Red flags. They need to make a system, like an evaluation before you get an assault rifle 2 days after your birthday. After your 18th birthday, you tell me you just saw his ID. He just turned 18 2 days ago. You want to buy an assault rifle? 2,000 rounds, armor. Like, are you going to war? So, like, older people will be more like, have guns as antique and stuff like that. But an 18-year-old, that much ammunition, that should be like a red flag. Put up a red flag in the system, you know? Evaluation. You have to take a test to get your license. To drive. A regular car license. A CDL. You fail, back to scratch. You think I could just walk in the store and just get an assault rifle? Something needs to change, man. I don't believe in taking the guns. It's not the guns that's doing it. It's evilness and people that have mental problems. That's the problem. We need more mental centers where people go and actually get help. Taking the guns away, they're only going to go try and find, they will go somewhere else, get an illegal guns. You know how many illegal guns are on the streets? Come on, man. Give me guys think about this in the comments, man. And the part of it, when you're talking about, I want to make the video too long, when you're talking about the chips being put in people's head, like the weak or the weak-minded people or people with mental problems. I heard about that. I've been hearing rumors about that. And you see who's doing it. It's not too far-fetched. Give me guys think about this in the comments, man. Until then, I'll catch you guys next video. Peace out. You guys have a blessed day.